Hi and welcome to another 5-minute session, and this time about the texture magic. So I press Shift A, go to texture, and here I select the magic texture. Magic texture is just for creating nice patterns. So what you can see here is that you have a color that looks like this, and you have a factor that looks like this. They are different, so even if you make this as a grayscale, it will not be the same as the factor here. There are a lot of things that you can do with the magic texture, but it's not easy to get exactly the shape you want or the pattern you want. And that is because everything is changing. So if I change the scale here, you can see that I get different patterns when I change the scale. It doesn't keep the same pattern here. So it's really hard to get exactly how it will be. So you have to try and find something that matches exactly what you would like to have by just playing with all these parameters here. So depth, that is the detail. So if you go up a little, you see it increases the detail, or you get more information or more patterns in here. So every time I get up here, you see I get more and more pattern in. So it looks nice, but it could be a little bit too much sometimes, and then you can just take down the depth here. One thing that is really good to know is that the color has different patterns for each color channels. So if I do like this and then write separate and take the separate color here, you can see that if I use the red, I get this pattern. But if I use the green, it's more like a circular pattern. And if I use the blue, I have more of these lines here. And now they are straight lines, but if I go to depth of 3 and then change the distortion, you can see here that they are not straight lines all the time. So you can play with these in combination by just using math and then get even more patterns in. So if I take a Shift A and then use a converter, math, and put like red and blue together and do subtract, I get another pattern here. Or I take green and red and that I get this pattern here. So I can just play with everything here and combine it with different types of math, or play with the depth, or play with the scale and everything here to get exactly the pattern I want to. And one thing that you often like to do with this is when it comes to making nice looking tiles, because then you can just center the UV and then mirror everything. I can show you how that works as well. So I press Shift A, go to converter, math, and sorry, I don't do that. I take that away. I do Shift A, converter, and vector math. And then I use the subtract and take the UV to the top and 0.5 to this. And then I can just copy this one. So Shift D, multiply, and put that to 2 here. So, and then we do an absolute of this. And if you are curious about what I'm doing now, just check my earlier sessions where I've shown these things, so you know a little bit what they are doing. And if I now take this into the magic, I get everything mirrored, so to say. So everything is from the center and it goes out. And here you can then create amazing types of shapes here with either like less than you know it's black and white, or you can run a smooth minimum, for instance, or you can use multiply, subtract, whatever you want to get exactly the pattern you want. And after that you can just play a little bit with the distortion, a little bit with the depth and the scale, and you can sit here for a complete night, I think, just produce new patterns. And when you find something, just save it, have it for later. But remember, as I said, you can't trust scale and so on if you go from the UV down here. But if you go from the center, as I do now, you can also see the scale is more static when it comes to the pattern. Okay, so that was the magic texture and my 5 minutes. So see you in next session, which will be tomorrow, and I say bye for now.